This is day 12 of my 15 minutes to change your life. Now, you're going to listen today, aren't you? You're going to listen today. You know why? Today is a day of getting out of your comfort zone. And this may or may not be tricky for you. I have a feeling it may not be. But that's up to you. So, what is your comfort zone? If I used to have a client that could not even make phone calls due to her anxiety. I used to have a client that could not go anywhere without their parent because of their anxiety. I had a client that could not talk to strangers because of their anxiety. It doesn't have to be about anxiety, but your comfort zone usually is based on keeping you safe, keeping you in an identity that says that it's safer to be here in this comfort zone than get out of it. I always suggest doing something out of your comfort zone every day. You can take these 15 minutes today and do something that is completely out of your character, as long as it's not hurting someone else. And by hurting someone else, it doesn't mean not embarrassing them. Like, say if you were to, Tim Ferriss, which is a great example, I think he did this on a blog or in a book or something like that, where he would lay down in the middle of Times Square and let people gawk or think about him in any way, shape, or fashion. Getting out of your comfort zone usually has to do with breaking your own interior barriers about what you are capable of or what you're choosing. So when you continuously say that, and this would be an internal dialogue most likely, because you're not probably telling people that I'm scared to go in front of a crowd and I'm scared to call my friend or whatever else was going on with your brain, is that you may yes, I'm putting on lip gloss. Enjoy. Changing the ideas in your head that what you're capable of is really breaking down the barriers to get you what you want in life. Because most things in life are only hard because we say they're hard. Now, there are challenging things that go on when we, like climbing a mountain or running a race or doing those things, but a lot of those things aren't because we're not physically capable. We often say to ourselves in our minds that we are not capable of doing this thing that's out of our comfort zone, out of character. Whatever character means anyway. You made that shit up anyway. You made the idea that you had to stay in a robotic fashion. You made the idea that says you can't express yourself in this or that way. You made that up. And maybe not consciously, because we often take these patterns on from our parents or our society, because let's be honest, school doesn't allow individuality as much, and parents typically don't, because, well, it's easier for a parent to have you be in a box and not be yourself. Now, great parents allow you to learn structure and discipline and all those things and still be whoever you are in the moment, which is an ever-changing, evolving human being. And this is the beautiful thing when you're an evolving, changing human being that is not stuck in, like, say, 1985. And there are people that are stuck in 1985, whether or not they were 2 or 1 in 1985 or like 50 in 1985. You can see whether or not their hairstyle is the same, whether or not their wardrobe's the same, whether or not their internal compass is the same, whether or not their life looks the same. And if you want a vibrant, happy, healthy, confident life, now there's twofold, because we are multidimensional beings. We need structure, we need stability, but we also need novelty. We need things that make us feel alive and make us feel more of who we are. And sometimes we don't know who we are if we're stuck in a pattern that says, well, I've always been this way. Just because you've always been that way doesn't mean you have to stay that way. You have the choice. And if you're looking to change your life, this is one opportunity. Take 15 minutes today and do something out of your comfort zone. So if you're afraid to make phone calls, know that I'm holding your hand way through it, and you're going to make a phone call, even if it's simple as like calling the pizza place. Seriously, I've had people who are very capable individuals in their lives be so scared at certain points of their lives that they couldn't even make a pizza delivery call. There's nothing shameful about that. It's just a brain pattern that your brain gets stuck in, and you can break out of it. And that's true for all concepts and conditions of your life. So if you say that I cannot run a mile, that's in your head. Now, if you don't have legs, there are things that we can work around, like we might need to get you prosthetics, we might need to get you wheels, we might need to get you something to give you the physical capabilities, but really, the limit is in your mind. And you get to break out of that limit. And today, getting out of your comfort zone, whether it means like saying I love you to someone, whether it means saying things that you're not used to saying when it's how you truly feel, whether it's being completely unapologetically yourself, whether it's changing the way you look. Maybe you want to put on a new outfit, see how that feels on you. There's no wrong. There's no shame in this trying to get out of your comfort zone. And there may or may not be people, if you do this on a regular basis, which I hope you do, will question, like, what are you doing that's different? Why do you feel more confident? Why are you doing that? I would suggest, until you get comfortable breaking out of your comfort zone, is not sharing it with a lot of people that are not supportive of you changing. Because a lot of people, even good-hearted, loving people, don't like change. Because it scares them. It also scares them into saying, well, why am I so stuck? Why did I stay in this pattern? Why did I stay in this relationship? Or why did I stay in this job? It makes people question themselves. And that's not your worry. I just want to give you the heads up. So if something pops up where somebody isn't supportive of you making these simple changes of your life, not to pay them any mind. Do not let them rent free space in your mind. This is just to give you a heads up so you're prepared, because I like to prepare you, but remind yourself of you get what you focus on. So you're going to focus on expanding yourself, expanding out of your comfort zone, feeling good about change. And if it doesn't feel good, you always can go backwards, relatively speaking. You can't go backwards in time, like you can't be 4 again, but you can change who you are from when you were 4. You can change how you act in relationships. You can change, like, I'm not the same person 10 years ago. I'm not the same person 20 years ago. There are parts of me that are similar, of course, because of the core of who I am, but I'm very different. I'm happy to be very different. And there was nothing wrong with me before, but there's definitely so much more to me. There's so much depth. There's so much vibrancy in life, because I try and do my diligence not to get stuck. It doesn't mean that I don't, because I'm human. But once I realize that I'm stuck and that I'm keeping myself stuck, I do something to break out of a pattern. And you can use pattern interrupts like breaking out of your comfort zone. And in therapy, you would do this with how you think. That's a comfort zone right there. The way you think, if it's perpetual, you are changing that. That's what therapy is. It's a wonderful tool. But you can do that physically too, because how you interact with the world and how your behavior acts can also change your mindset too, which is a wonderful. So if you're going out and you're afraid to embarrass yourself, my suggestion would be, like, go to where there's people, and I don't know where that would be right now, but you can even do it on the internet, because at least you're safe in the comfort of your own home. And be silly, be goofy, dance, like, make a fool of yourself, and take in that experience, as wholly crazy and as out of comfort as that might be. You could do simple things like that. It's not that challenging. It's just coming up with the ideas of, where am I stuck? Where am I in my comfort zone? Whether it's in a relationship with your friend, like, say no when you would normally say yes and didn't want to. That's a comfort zone many people reside in. So, and notice the result, and notice you're not going to die. I swear to you, unless you actually walk in traffic, which I would not suggest you doing, when there are cars, is that you're not going to die by breaking out of your comfort zone. It's getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's it. And then you get to live your life and have really juicy, amazing, fun experiences and not feel like, oh my God, life sucks. Because life is vibrant and wonderful and interesting and has its good and bad days, but most of the days are good once you get out of your comfort zone. What day was that? 13? 12? 11? I think it was day 12. But you'll let me know and I'll see you tomorrow.